everyone, here's 5 minutes of useless information about Akali. Also, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos, please consider doing so. Thanks guys. Akali's shroud was originally supposed to be in the shape of a dragon, but it was removed because there is too much visual noise. The old Akali has a voice line where she says,
"So many noobs. Will matchmaking ever find true balance?"
Where Riot was poking fun at themselves for how bad the matchmaking system was. Well, at least they were aware of it. Akali was originally released May 11th, 2010. When she's around Talia, Akali has a voice line where she says,
"Steel beats rock, Talia."
Which is a reference to Pokemon, because in Pokemon, rock types are weak against steel types. Akali was reworked in patch 8.15 on August 1st, 2018. Here's the splash art before the rework, and here it is after. On that note, they made a lot of small changes to her on the most recent patch too. To sum it up, her laning will be worse, but her late game will be better. The original Akali voice was voiced by Laura Bailey, who also voiced Miss Fortune. However, the reworked Akali is voiced by KRIZIA, BAJOS, who has done some voice acting for a bunch of other popular games too, like Cyberpunk and COD Black Ops Cold War. Akali had a few abilities that ended up being scrapped. One of their ideas was, I kid you not, the ability to ride on allied projectiles. Can you imagine shooting a Jinx rocket across the map with an Akali on it? And the other ability was to throw out 2 kunai with a rope in the middle for opponents to trip over. This would have been very similar to Aurelia's E. Riot member even mentioned how it would have been a double casted ability. All I'm saying is they missed out on a great opportunity to let her make a shadow clone. Not that the game needed any more clones though. The word Akali is thought to come from the Japanese word akari, which means light, brightness, or gleam. Here's an early animation of Akali spinning around and slashing a dummy with a katana sword. However, this idea was eventually scrapped too because it was thought to be too similar to Yasuo. Akali's weapon is known as a kama, which is a traditional Japanese farming tool similar to a sickle, which you can see was also used as a weapon. They were sometimes referred to as kai or double kai. According to Akali's lore, she is around 19 years old. However, pre-work Akali was depicted to be around 17 years old. So in the 8 years it took to rework her, she grew up 2 years. Akali is 163 centimeters tall or 5'3". Kennen actually helped train Akali when she was growing up and helped her refine her shuriken techniques. 3 weeks into the Spring Pro Play of 2020, Akali had a 99.4% ban pick rate, where she was left open in only 1 game. She was banned 167 times and picked 9 times. Akali eats tonkotsu ramen in her joke animation. Ramen. It is believed that Akali is a reference to Jade from Mortal Kombat. The first skin to show Akali without a mask was the All-Star Akali skin. You know, back in the pre-COVID days where you didn't need a mask. Nurse Akali was a community-inspired skin. Of course it was. No surprise there. In the lore, Akali is a ninja who has gone rogue from the Kinko Order, which is an ancient organization of Ionia, which is dedicated to preserving balance between the physical world and the spirit realm. Avatar Akali, anyone?
Something else that's really interesting is in the Akali Champion Spotlight for when she got reworked a few years ago, it includes several mechanics that no longer exist, including true stealth, stealth under turrets, a stun, being able to use the first party ult freely rather than having to be targeted, a heal on your Q. Yeah, Akali's not the same champion anymore.
Indeed, she is not. In fact, she's getting changed like every single patch, so I don't think she'll ever be the same champion. Also, if for some reason you don't know who Professor Akali is, you should probably go check this dude out. He's one of the best Akali players out there. Speaking of updates, after patch 11.6, Akali now has the highest damage dealt buff on ARAM, doing plus 20% more and also receiving 20% less damage. In simple terms, Akali on ARAM equals strong. Just a little bit. A person on Reddit called Histrionic created an image of what Akali might look like if she was a real person using Artbreeder and Photoshop. One of Akali's known tricks is to E onto the enemy when teleporting and follow them all the way across the map. I'm sure everybody knows this. Here's a clip of someone beating them at their own game and using that 200 IQ strat. For reference, this Nasus player is an Akali main, as you can kind of tell by his name. In order to defeat an Akali player, one must think like an Akali player. He even faked it perfectly because the bot lane was even engaging in a fight. Akali has 2 nicknames. Kali, which is a pretty obvious one, but also Little Leaf, given to her by none other than Jin after being caught. Before the release of reworked Akali, Riot posted this image teasing the update. However, after looking at it closer, some people found that the smoke looked like a person, potentially the new Akali. And honestly, now that we know what she looks like, it kind of does look like it, but the person who drew it admitted that it was completely unintentional. I don't know if a lot of you noticed, but Akali has one of the weirdest walk animations in the game. Like, what are you doing? That's gotta be bad for your back, man. The popular K-pop star Soyeon of G-Idol sings as Akali's voice for a lot of the KDA songs.
See 언제든지 내 모습 매직 단한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지
One trick with Akali that a lot of people don't know is her shroud will actually give her an E mark to come back to. It'll even stay there after the shroud itself has disappeared. As stated in one of my previous videos, the old Akali's dance is based on the Single Ladies dance from Beyonce, but nobody really knows the reference to the new one. A lot of people think it's a Fortnite dance, but nobody really figured it out, so if you know, feel free to post in the comments. Yo, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which champion you would like to see next, and yeah, that's it. Alright, see you next time. Bye!